All right. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. So I'm back again with another episode, another um, installation. Hope everyone is doing. Hope you're doing well. So today is kind of like a day that I wanted to talk about what I talked about yesterday. So yesterday, well, first I should say, the reason I'm here is to figure out what the mental hacks, what the mind tricks are that I need to have to help me achieve my goal of becoming healthier. So, yesterday I talked about deciding to only eat when I'm hungry. So yesterday started off really good. Um, I had coffee, which that's another story. I'm working on quitting that too. But I did have coffee with creamer, non-dairy creamer, which is as far as non-dairy goes. I don't know. I think it has some milk derivatives in it. But yeah, so I had I had coffee and I didn't eat anything the whole morning and I didn't feel hungry. I didn't feel like I was missing anything, didn't have the desire to eat anything. So, but then we went to the grocery store and, we had to pick up a few things. So I got some items to make a really nice salad. I got some shredded cabbage, like the coleslaw type, and some green onions, tomatoes, bell peppers, I think that was and olives, pretty much it. But I also got a little bottle of the Skinny Girl dressing, which in hindsight is not. It is a processed and it's not a whole food. So when I put the dressing on, that was kind of like a. So I ate the salad, and then after that, I kind of started to. I don't know. I was sort of lounging around. I really didn't have. I wasn't doing too much of anything. Just kind of watching TV. And during that time, I started to, want to snack and eat other things. So eventually, I started snacking and munching and eating other stuff and realizing and thinking in the back of my mind, but I still did it. So I guess I would say the first part of the day was good, was a success. And I would say that the reason was um, I think it's easier to not really overconsume in the morning because, over the period of time you've been sleeping, you've been fasting. And, when you get up, your body might not necessarily be calling for food. Um, Another reason why I think the morning was successful was um, I started doing, I was busying myself with some things that I enjoy doing. Like I have these decorative, um, little decorative, I don't know if there's like, I don't think they're ceramic, but like these little wall hangings that were, you buy them and they're made for you to paint them. So I decided to go. I had been looking at these things on my little craft table for like a long, long time. And I said, I'm going to sit down and paint these. So doing that, I think, helped a lot because I was focused on something and I wasn't just I didn't have this idle time where I wasn't really doing anything, watching TV. That's the danger zone. Okay. So that's busying myself was number two. And then just not being as strict on myself. I have to realize that the importance of every decision that I make, and how one decision can lead to another, good or bad. So Yesterday I talked about divine downloads, and I have 3 divine downloads or 3 mental hacks that I want to share with you. And okay, here's the first one. The first one is, and this kind of leads into what I'm going to do today and moving forward. Don't give your mind room to choose. I'm reading from my notes. Don't give your mind room to choose. Create an eating plan, and that's it. That's what you're eating. So I think yesterday I said, okay, I'm going to only eat when I'm hungry, but I didn't say what specifically, So it's like, okay, I want to eat something now. And I didn't have a plan. So I think it helps the mind to have more structure. So I think it would help me. Anyway, so I'm going to try the plan that I talked about yesterday that I thought about adopting, where I step up and then step down. So the the I guess the first step will be healthy vegan, cooked vegan. And then the next higher step will be smoothies only, fruit and vegetable smoothies only. Then the next step will be juicing only. Then the next step will be water fasting, maybe just for like a day or two, and then go back to juicing and then back to smoothies and then back. I'm sorry, I skipped one. So healthy cooked vegan, healthy raw vegan, then smoothies only, then juicing only, then water fasting, and then just kind of step back down and then step out and step back down and just kind of cycle it and just see. It's like, okay, today is smoothies and then tomorrow is juicing, so just kind of keeping myself in a, on a path. So it's more difficult to deviate. Like I don't have, oh, well, does this fit? And I'm pulling from things that may not really be beneficial. All right, so that's the first thing. Don't give your mind room to choose. So the second thing is, now this is a cool one. And this is something that I did a long time ago that kind of worked. And like when you were in school, when some kids might, or some people, some of you might remember this, um, when you had good behavior as a class, maybe the teacher gave the class like a marble, or maybe you got a star. There was some kind of tangible, visible thing that you received from day to day when you were working towards a long-term goal, kind of like a daily reward. You can reward yourself. And I think, like, you know what? I'm going to reward myself to keep myself motivated each day. This is one of those mind tricks, right? So a long time ago, when I did this before, I cut up like strips of colored paper and I made like a paper chain. And every day that I was successful with my diet, I gave myself another chain link. And I ended up, I started looking forward to getting that link for the day. And it started to really grow. And as I saw myself, I was entering into like a good pattern of good habits and staying away from, the bad habits. And it gave me something to focus on, something to see, something to look forward to. So I decided not to do the paper chain, but there's other things like I could do, like marbles in a jar or stickers, or, they have these habit trackers now where you fill in the little dot and you color in the calendar box. So yeah, so I mentioned what I decided to do. I mentioned that I like to do like crafts and stuff. So one of the things that I like to do is make like bead bracelets, and I have a lot of them, that I made, I guess, over the years, and some that I've been gifted. So, what I decided to do, I put out all these bracelets, right? So, I'm going to give myself the reward of one bracelet every day if I was successful the day before. So, like, if I make it to bed for that whole day, following my eating plan, then when I get up in the morning, I get to put this bracelet on and get to see it on me throughout the day, and I walk around with it. And then hopefully the next day I'll have two, next day I'll have three, and I might even be able to talk about it to someone around me, you know? So I thought that was a good thing because it's like a wearable, you know? So that's the second hack. So finding a visible or tangible reward for yourself for each day that you stay on your plan. Okay. Or even, I thought even if a day might be too long, you know, some days might be just maybe something you could have something for the morning. And then, okay, I made it through the afternoon and get something else. And then, okay, I made it through the evening. It could be three things, like three stickers or three, three somethings that you give yourself, you know? All right. So that's the second thing. And then the last is kind of a realization. Um, the last thing, mental idea is that it's gonna suck, you know. And I have to realize that I have to understand that and accept that. You know, um, it's almost like I thought of like, you ever gotten a hangnail? And it's like stings. Maybe you like clip it, but it's like an irritation, and you just kind of have to accept that it's there, and you just move through life, and you just go on. And after a while, you just kind of forget about it, or maybe you'll feel it again and you remember it, but it's like it is what it is. That's kind of how this period is because I'm working towards something, but I don't have the results yet to help fuel me and push me forward because of that time delay. So I just have to breathe through this sucky time and just immerse myself in other things that I love to do, like the crafts. And for me, also, one of the big things that I love is music. And I really have put playing music and performing on the back burner for a long time. And that's one of the goals, one of the things that I want to do now that I'm retired is to just focus more on my own playing music. So that's number three. Okay, so the three things were: don't give your mind room to choose, create a plan and stick to it. Have a visible, tangible reward for yourself. And the third thing is just realize and understand that it's going to suck. And during this period, look to the things that bring you happiness and joy and do those things during this time and just breathe. Use the breath. So this, as I'm saying this to you, I'm saying this to me, you know? So, yeah. And I think that's it for today. Um, so tomorrow I'll let you know how it went and see if those hacks worked. And hopefully I'll have something to show you on my wrist as my little reward. And hopefully your day is going well and your plans and you're finding success too. So take care. And Always remember to ask yourself, what will you allow yourself to become? Take care.